because over the last 11, Brooklyn's 9-2, 13-3 over the last 16. They've won 6 in a row. And the Warriors win the opening inning. Right idea to drop it to Looney, just didn't execute that pass. And here comes Ben Simmons and Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, Nick Claxton, and Royce O'Neal.
You can for the Warriors, and then ISO defense on the other side of the floor. KD is going at your head, and ISO is Draymond.
Will do work. Kuminga continues to be the feeder, but 2 of them have been turnovers.
Where he gets caught in the air. And that's one thing that happened last night as well with the turnovers.
And Jordan Poole is being suffocated by this Nets defense early, so I think he saw a little open space, went to take that shot. Open on Draymond with a good look.
Well, that's happening because Ben Simmons is just overplaying him. He's just trying to deny him. You can get those.
Royce O'Neal again. Wow.
Brooke answered the bell, averaging 30 points.
I think the other thing for Kevin Durant and for Klay Thompson, remember when the Achilles used to end your career?
Wasn't ready to defend. He crossed over really quick and just turned the burners on.
KD, that lethal mid-range. Take a turn. And Poole rattling out that 3. And here comes Ben Simmons. Jordan knocked that away. Harris somehow got it back. And Claxton got the missing that 3. And Moody hustling for it, but right to Durant. KD gets to that spot and hits it.
The Nets were struggling earlier. They struggled to defensive rebounds. The Warriors turn it over.
And Simmons on that denial and setting up all of that. You're going to love this. They gave Kuminga the foul.
Oh, wow.
And not Jordan Poole.
I don't know how that makes any sense.
Kevin. Royce O'Neal, little step through. Player, but that was a nice drive there.
There you go.
And then Lamb, right? That is not a good combination. Watanabe. And that's what you talk every possession. You just don't expect him to miss that shot. Sumner 3.
Gave it to him, make a decision. He decided to go, be aggressive.
Sumner down the lane. Offensive first quarter for the Nets. He set the #1 shooting team in the league. Anthony Lamb with the
had in the past. He actually dedicated this summer to working on his legs and strengthening his legs. The whole summer he was focused on those.
And then he's had foot injuries until finally signing with Brooklyn here.
He can get anywhere back to where he used to be. Hey! Him down.
TJ Warren is a tough. Warriors moving it around nicely. Draymond cycling it to Poole. Catch and shoot 3. Wiseman keeping it alive. Wiseman putting it back in. And he shoots his free throws left-handed, but is he left-handed or right-handed? I think that's part of it. Those baby hooks are there. Wiseman runs the floor and he dunks again. 53 points against them. You can get to the rim over and over against the Nets. Now, they're the best shooting team in the league. Back with Draymond pushing.
There he is.
He's waiting for Lamb there. He drops it to Wiseman to put it up and in again. Seth Curry, little runner.
Against them. That's where your bread is buttered. Back in this zone on defense.
Patrick Baldwin Jr. in the game. Royce O'Neal. Looney couldn't quite collect that, and TJ Warren headed the other way. And the lob to Ben Simmons. That's well thrown. Patrick Baldwin Jr. returning it back to JK. And a good look to Moody in the corner. The ball fights of the East. And then the Knicks. Their 8th straight win last night. Durant. But it's 70% shooting by Brooklyn. Incredible. Ty Jerome, little runner.
In the postseason, Kevin Durant's going to have a lot on his shoulders along with Kyrie Irving.
And we called KD had a 50-point game in OKC. That was his career high that we called.
That'll work.
And that's good. On the back end of a back-to-back when he's got an injured wrist and still elected to play.
Everything's working for him.
Wiseman's going to shoot a 3. He's still him as a rookie.
Yeah, Coach Kerr is telling Wiseman to get in and out of the paint.
Durant.
and a little contested that one really well.
Royce O'Neal, he was a nice pickup from Utah. And Ben Simmons, we saw the other end of the trade with James Harden when we were in Philadelphia. They double KD. That's nice passing.
It's just a tough life.
You go into an NBA locker room and the scouting report has kind of, you know,
When he goes to the rim,
Kuminga at 20, Moody at 20, Durant at 34. And Poole, you know, he took a turn on Embiid. You know, here he is against Durant. You get to see him talking to us very well. And as a tandem, they were brilliant in 2 Warrior championships, another trip to the Friday Night Live, and everything he's done with Ted Lasso. It's a tremendous series. Joe Harris with us, what that feels like.
those December birthdays, the closer you get to Christmas, you're like, hey, don't give me the same thing as
Coming. We have a team that was just pyrotechnic in Brooklyn offensively. Kuminga, but there is. Well, the Warriors all happen to be amazing at home, by the way. They've only lost twice in that building. Stanton. Ty Jerome with a steal. Ty Jerome running with friends. Ty Jerome floating it up and in. Seth Curry coming out of the pack. Seth Curry. And Wiseman another rebound. Baldwin Jr. off iron there. Baldwin fighting for that rebound. Lamb running with friends. You could play for one if you want. Ty Jerome dropping in there.
just that lob respect he gave Wiseman, opening up for Ty Jerome.
Patty Mills found it. Well, that's the point and the date we pointed to when Sacramento put up 153. Baldwin. Wiseman on a face-up on Markieff Morris on the step around, puts it up and in all a few times. Seth Curry hitting the jumper. Well, Wiseman went 7 of 7 in the first half. That's his first field goal attempt in the second half. Baldwin Jr. And they picked up 3 team fouls on Brooklyn. We get into the bonus on the road. Stop the clock. 3 on the way. Perfect. With Royce O'Neal and Patty Mills and Markieff Morris and T.J. Warren. Markieff Morris 3. But defensively, there's a lot of growth on this end for all these young guys. As Patty Mills. T.J. Warren is a professional scorer. Round and in. ABC will have the Christmas Day game. Glenn and I will be back with you the Charlotte game as Patty Mills hits him in the Warriors season. I think they'll need the days for rest and rehab and getting Wiggins and others back in. There you throw it to Wiseman. For a young point guard, taking care of the ball becomes kind of the thing he needs to really focus on. Is
Point shooting team, 7th in the league there. They're one of the best mid-range shooting teams in the league.
Moody down the lane to hammer.
Cleveland Cavaliers, because you've got one of the best backcourts in the league, and they can create a lot of havoc.
Oh, yes. Moody checking. Wiseman's running behind him. Sumner nearly had the steal. And Wiseman's got a new career high. Intriguing if you watched him at Toledo at all defensively, and then even finishing inside. He's got a good frame for a point guard with Baldwin Jr. rebounds that.
With youth comes inconsistency at times.
Just throw it to Wiseman. Good things seem to happen. Steve Kerr's like, hey, let's run that drag screen.
Get it to Wiseman again. Go.
Step back jumper.
Yes.
And just his first 30 points.